All right, we're back. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I got a brand new video for y'all, and today I have another election coverage video. And so we have some new numbers, and you may have clicked on this video because you saw the title, and you may be wondering, this guy's out of his mind. Well, I just want to show you guys something just on my YouTube, my personal YouTube. There's this guy named the National Telegraph, Wyatt Claypool, and he is a complete hack. He does not know what he's talking about. He lost his, he tried to get the nomination for the Conservative Party. He was so fringe that he didn't even get the nomination. And so he now makes these cringy videos. So his video, the latest one was, no, Poilievre, first of all, it should have been a comma after that. No, Poilievre isn't losing his seat, but Carney might. So we're going to look at that in a second. First, I want to look at the general numbers. And so, you know, through 30 Canada, they do a really good job. I really like them a lot. We're about 4 days out from the election, so only, I don't know how many hours that is, 96 hours or so from polls closing, maybe give or take 98, depending on where you live, obviously. So we're really getting close. We're really getting close to D-Day, and already 7.3 million people have voted. Now, if you take a look at the polls that we have right now, and by the way, go Habs go. Don't really want to talk about what happened yesterday and Monday. Disaster. But nonetheless, still go Habs go no matter what. We always represent. I want to look at the seat count that we have. 186 for the Liberals, 124 for the Conservatives, 24 for the Bloc, 8 for the NDP. So the NDP is basically wiped out. I think we've sort of already established that. The Bloc has made some inroads, which, you know, am I surprised by that? No, but I don't think it's going to be permanent. I think they'll probably still hover around the 21 to 22 range. I don't think they'll get much higher. I mean, it would be surprised if they did. Now, I want to look at this number really specifically, the 124, and then this one as well, the 186. Because based on this model, the Liberals are still 14 above a majority. So if I'm a Liberal right now, I'm not panicking because you're still winning Ontario. You're still winning BC. You're still winning Manitoba-ish. I mean, you're tied in Manitoba now. But I would be concerned about this. You know, Atlantic Canada was basically a sweep for the Liberals at one point. I think the fact that now they're sort of losing a few seats here and there, you know, like Newfoundland, Labrador, they're losing one to the Conservatives. They're losing 3 in Nova Scotia, 3 New Brunswick. That is slightly concerning for them. By the same token, again, I mean, it's not that much of a concern. I think they're still fine. And then Ontario, they're completely destroying the Conservatives. Now, if you take a look right here, the odds of outcomes. So this is interesting. The Conservatives have actually shot up in terms of winning the most seats. I say shot up, but they're only at a 10% chance. But that is an improvement for them. Also, odds of outcome. Liberals have gone down in their odds of winning majority. Now, it is 68%. Still means that they will most likely win a majority. But at the same token, I would be slightly concerned if I was a Liberal. But I wouldn't be panicking as I believe that the Conservatives should be. Because I think they should be panicking at this point. Given the fact that they really have not made any sort of inroads since the campaign began. You know, they've been losing by 40 plus seats pretty much the whole time. That's, by the way, like the lowest amount that they were losing at. They're losing by about, I mean, based on the current model, they're losing by about 62 seats or so. So that's not really that good for them. Now, yes, obviously, yes, you could look at this and see, hey, yeah, the Conservatives are shooting up in terms of their chance to win the most seats. But then again, I want to note that that was the case about 3 days ago. So I think it fluctuates. You know, obviously they were at a 1% chance, but it has gone up. I don't think it's that big of a deal, though. And then again, obviously, Liberal majority is dropping quite a bit, but that's not what we're here for. All right, folks, we're here for this. So Pierre Poilievre in a horse race in Carleton has gapped with Liberal candidate Titans. So whoever this dude is, Wyatt Claypool, I don't watch his stuff, by the way. I just see his videos pop up all the time, and he makes some wild tweets. Yeah, I mean, he is projected to, you know, definitely be in for a race. There's 90 candidates in that riding. People are purposely putting their names on as candidates so they can grieve him, basically, or they can screw him over because they don't really like him that much within that riding. Now, I also want to look at this really quickly. I don't know who this guy is. Sorry, there's some noise. I don't know who this dude is, the pleb reporter. I don't know him well either. Again, another weird guy, though. I've seen some of his tweets again. Obviously, here's the thing with the Canadian Twitter sphere. You look at the hashtags on the side and you see like this guy, his tweets always show up. And so he posts, Pierre Poilievre, Saskatchewan mega rally. You know, he's streaming live right now. Brother, first of all, There's no such thing. There's no such thing as a pure play of mega rally. That's number one. Let's make that very clear. He lied about his crowd sizes very badly. He said 15,000, or his people said 15,000. There was only about 1,500 at his supposed mega rally in Edmonton. And then again, I don't really know why he's in Saskatchewan right now, 4 days before the election. He should be in Ontario, or even better, he should be in his own riding, because guess what, guys? They're deploying people from other areas. They're deploying all the volunteers that they can to try to win Carleton. Now, you may be wondering, wait, Carleton, he's been winning that since 2004. Yes, but he's not very well liked in the riding. People do not like him in Carleton. The Liberals are projected to make inroads in Ottawa, and that would include Carleton. And if you take a look right here, a source within the federal Liberal campaign who was not authorized to speak of the record, confirming that the party's internal projections and polling numbers show the gap between Poilievre and Liberal challenger Bruce Fanjoy has shrunk dramatically in recent days from 10 points to 5 points. So that's internal polling. These guys are getting numbers that we're not seeing. It's not to say that obviously those numbers are 100% correct or anything. But 5% is that's a big difference from the 25. I think he was winning his seat by like 30+% at one point. I will double check that right now. We're going to look at Carleton right now. And I do want to know, yes, it's not likely that he will lose. Let's make that clear. But he could very well lose it. I actually think if you take a look right here, guys, by the way, Independent, United, Marijuana, Canadian Future, Rhinoceros, these guys are just trolling, bro. These guys are just trolling, and that's why they're putting their names on the ballots. There's 90 people, so when you get the big paper, you don't have like 5 names, as most people do, or 6 names in some cases if you're an independent. You have like 90 names, so they're trying to make that list accommodate 90 names. And so what are people going to do? They might not vote for Pierre Poilievre because they realize, hey, people don't like him in this riding, and they may be dissuaded from voting him in general in that riding because they see 90 names. And so I don't know how, I'm not really sure if it works in order, if they put it like in order. If he is at the top of the list, he might actually end up winning. But then again, I don't have confirmation. I'm not sure about how that works. But take a look at this, guys. When the campaign began, Poilievre was up by 20% in his riding. Now, when Carney became the Liberal leader, okay, that was about 2 weeks before the campaign began, he was up by 28. He was up by 28%. Now, if we take a look right here, I don't know if we can. Yeah. Look at this, guys. The day that Justin Trudeau resigned, he was up by 50% in his riding. 50%. Do you know how ridiculous that is? 50%. This is basically like impossible for the Liberals to even touch, to even think about touching. I mean, the fact that they were potentially going to get 3rd place. I mean, they're trending towards that direction, at least until Trudeau resigned. And then the NDP obviously trailed off and lost support. But Pierre Poilievre has lost so much support in this riding. And so it really gets you thinking, will he lose it on election day? Will he lose the election, A? And B, will he lose his riding too? That could be pretty bad, man. That could be very bad. Now, I do want to look at another source just so that we know that I'm not, going crazy and not seeing only one number. This is the same website. By the way, this is Poilievre. They've updated their website. They're doing a great job. They have actually the Liberals at 172 seats, which is right on the amount needed for a majority. Yesterday, they had them at 171. I checked, and I think they had the Conservatives at a bit higher. I think it was 134. So obviously, one seat is flipped. But there are a lot more. I've already mentioned this before in many other videos. They are conservative, like literally they identify as conservatives. But then again, they still have the Liberals winning based on their model. And even if it's not a majority, they're still almost 40 seats above the Conservatives, which would mean Conservatives have to flip 40 seats in the next 4 days. Probably won't happen. Now, I do want to go back here. Yeah, I'm going to look at the individual ridings. And then we're going to look at the whole idea that, oh yeah, Mark Carney might lose his riding. Which is ridiculous. Yeah, so this is Carleton, 50.5% to 41.7%. And so you may be wondering, yeah, that is slightly lower, slightly lower margin than we had. Where is it? Yeah, right here. Slightly lower margin. You have 9% margin here. You have 10% margin here. So Again, another source corroborating the fact that Pierre Poilievre may very well be, I wouldn't say likely, I would say potentially, will potentially lose his seat, which could be disastrous for him, by the way. So let's look at Nepean. I hope I pronounced that right. That's Mark Carney's. Yeah, I'm sorry to Wyatt Claypool of the National Telegraph, who, by the way, is a propaganda site, as far as I'm aware, because he does not use any objective facts. He is only spewing opinions. So yeah, I mean, this is 3 hours ago, so this is today. Carney's up by, what is it? I mean, I'm not great at math, but I think that's about 23% in his writing. Wyatt, if you round up, obviously, the 0.9%. It's up by 23%, which is not the same as 9%. I mean, there's about a 14% gap between 9 and 23 Wyatt, so not really sure it's the same thing. If we take a look at 338 Canada, if we go to Nepean right here, let's see. And I did look at this, by the way, before, spoiler alert. Yeah, 99% chance that he wins this riding. Now, yes, I will note, the Conservatives have gone up in this riding, and Mark Carney has gone down. It's still 23%. You're not going to break 23% in 4 days. That doesn't happen. That simply doesn't happen. Also, keep in mind, this is among the highest numbers that he's been polling at in this riding. So, it's basically over for the Conservatives in general. But it may also very well be over for Pierre Poilievre. And again, I mean, you take a look at the CBC tracker, you know, you get further proof that they are very screwed. It's 190 to 125. Again, you know, 172 for majority. But basically what they would have to do is remove some of the seat, or take some of the seats that the Liberals are supposed to win, and then also hope that, you know, the NDP does not consolidate their vote with the Liberals. So that basically means they have to stay at this, or they would hope that, yeah, they would hope that this would stay around the same, because, you know, if it got any lower, aka 2 or 3 or whatever, that would mean that these votes are most likely going to the Liberals, which would not be good for the Conservatives. But in general, I think you guys get the idea. Pierre Poilievre and the Conservatives are beyond in trouble. I will be making my official prediction on this channel in a few days, maybe tomorrow, maybe soon. Sometime soon, hopefully, before the election, obviously. But I think you guys can sort of guess where I'm trending already. Again, there's going to be so many people in the comments section. We're just going to deny the facts. And again, I'm not really in the business of trying to convince people when you have the numbers in front of you. Again, you could take a look at these Wikipedia polls. A lot of people point to this one, that innovative one, where it's tied. They point to this old innovative one as well, which is 3 days ago, where the Conservatives are up by 5. Again, it's important to note that the Conservatives being up 5 in a poll does not mean that they will win a majority. They will still, based on this, 5 points, they would most likely win a minority. They would win government. They would form government, but they would most likely win a minority, which is not a majority. So, sorry to all the people who only like looking at outlier polls. But then again, I mean, obviously, I can't deny the fact that there have been closer polls in recent weeks. But then again, the Liberals are still winning. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Please drop the thoughts below and keep it civil. Okay, keep it civil, please. To all the people that get angry, saying, oh, you're this and that, just relax, okay? You lost. You're going to lose, so just relax. And don't get mad at me. Get mad at your leader. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one.